Welcome back, everyone. This is Ready or Not
Football Edition. I'm Nate the Great.
I'm Chris Stacks, and as you see, we have another guest this week. You might know her as Champ, but this is Kristina Lakari. We're glad to have her in. I know she's wearing a Jets shirt. Don't hold it against her.
Hold it against
her. At least
her.
they've won a couple games this year. But
They're not looking terrible this year.
I know they're not looking terrible, actually. They even started off with Flacco and they were still winning, so
Yeah.
you never know. But Kristina, great to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We've been trying to work this out. The schedules do not always line up. But Kristina, how you feeling? You feeling good about the season? You feeling confident?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, confident. 4th place now, but it's okay. Still in the mix.
She's still got Josh
Still
Allen.
playoff contention. So yeah, Josh Allen.
You never
Well,
know
you're
what's-
playing against Josh Allen this week
Yeah. So I hope he has a good game, but not too good of a game.
because you're asking me about picking up Justin Fields, but I didn't realize that you were against your own quarterback too.
Yeah. Yep.
That's always
Pretty
rough.
interesting.
Like I have Jalen Hurts, and when they play against the Cowboys later this year, I'm like, should I trade you?
Maybe. Yes.
Oh, that one's not going anywhere. But hey, so it's Pro-Jections time. We already did Tuesday's episode. If you did not see it, go back and watch it. At least just hit the little like button for us. But today we were talking about what's coming up, what's going on in week 9, waiver wire pickups. So actually, you want to start with the guest, or do you want to start on somebody you saw during the waiver wire pickups that kind of stood out to you?
No, let's start off with
With the guest, who did you see that was picked up during the waiver wire this week that was either iffy or, okay, I see why they did that?
So I see a lot of pickups and then drops for someone else during this waiver wire. You picked up Isaiah Likely, and then you dropped them and picked up Joshua Palmer, and I think that was a pretty good pickup.
I pulled a Nate this week, just to be direct. I set all my stuff early, and I was like, all right, I got to go back and modify this, which actually I was taking your brother's idea from last week. Go in, look at who you want early, and then you can modify it. Well, I forgot to modify it because everything got completely delayed that day.
Yep.
And then I woke up and I was like, oh, damn, I got Likely. I didn't get Fields. I didn't get Cincinnati. I didn't get...
you weren't getting Fields.
who was the other one?
That was my first
I didn't get the
pick.
Chiefs. I didn't get the Chiefs. I got Likely. But no, and then I saw Palmer was still on the waiver wire.
Yep.
And with Mike Williams out,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's worth a shot.
Yeah, they don't have much left at wide receiver depth.
Yeah, no, I'm shocked. I'm literally shocked because I know Williams will be back, but I can't believe with Keenan Allen being hurt so far this year, Mike Williams being hurt so far this year, they didn't go fight for somebody during the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Which maybe that's why Prue put Herbert on the trade block.
True. That is a good point. That's a good point.
I just thought about that when you're mentioning that. Anyone else stick out to you?
You also picked up Knox and then dropped him for Taysom Hill, and I'm not sure about Taysom Hill because it's always iffy.
So as long as they have the offense they have right now, if you're looking at his numbers have been at least 8.
Yeah.
But on the days
Still solid.
But on the days that they really give him the ball, it can be 30.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, I know 3 TEs, which I don't want to give Will the credit, but 3 TEs has the option or the ability to score 188, 195 points. You've scored 188 points, and now Tebow with replacement players has scored 195 points. So if you don't have somebody that blows up, you're gonna have a challenge right now.
Right.
In my other league, they classified him as a tight end / quarterback.
So you can play him in either.
Yeah, you can put him in either spot. Which is
Interesting.
crazy to me because I would not put him at the quarterback.
Oh,
Yes,
hell no.
yeah.
If I've got 2 options, I'm going tight end all day. I know. I mean, hell, I'm surprised that your brother didn't pick him up because he could have played 3 TEs.
Yeah.
Andrew had another good pickup. I don't want to forget.
Oh, Prue?
Prue picked up Claypool.
Yes. He dropped him though.
No, you dropped him. Yeah.
Or he dropped
He
him.
dropped
Picked him up and then
Yeah.
dropped him, so he's on. It's gonna be back on the waiver wire.
Yep.
So
Maybe
yeah,
not
that
this
was
week, but
interesting.
that's I think that would be a good pickup.
I think, because I said that to you, Claypool with Fields, giving Fields another weapon, and he's dynamic.
Yeah.
He's not just like a, who are they? Darnell Mooney. He's a field stretcher. He's going to run long and catch passes. But Claypool, just what do you want him to do? He's a gadget player. I like having a gadget player on my team. Anything you saw?
So I saw, I saw that you tried to go for 2 defenses, and Will and I stopped him from doing that.
Yeah,
So
thanks. Well, your defense was working in the offseason there.
I was happy to see that in the middle of the night. Then, Prue got Connor for me. Connor's obviously not back yet, but I'm interested to see what he can do in the future.
You're good.
Oh. And then, so I was just gonna pick him up, hold on to him, but Prue got him first. And then obviously a few people went for Fields. I think you were one of them?
Yep.
And my brother was the other one. So I got Fields, huh?
As it,
Yeah, the three of us got him. So interested to see what Fields does. Engram, I picked up and I dropped. I had to drop because I had my 2 tight ends were in the injury report and they took them off at 3 o'clock when the waiver wires went through. So I was like, well, now I got to drop Engram. Like, wasted a waiver pick. But I mean, that's it. I mean, we have my brother picked up Hines, so we'll pick up Hines afterwards.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see that because he's on
Buffalo now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see how they use him this week against your team.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't think this week will be a big week for him. I think as they go later in the season, he might be more of a third down back like he was over there.
Mm-hmm.
But also, they didn't love their backups that they had. So if Singletary goes out, they know that you can rely
Right.
on Hines.
Hines.
You've already seen it with the Colts. But unfortunately, they didn't. Who you gonna play, Jonathan Taylor or Nyheim Hines? You're gonna play Jonathan Taylor. So if Singletary somehow goes down, they now have a backup going into the playoffs, which right now they're, I believe, the number 1 prediction for Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to have as much depth at every spot as you can
Right.
to go through that playoff gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
The Prue with the Herbert on the block was something that stuck out to me, and then you picking up the Chiefs and your brother picking up the Bengals were 2 things that stuck out to me. Then also you picking up Fields. I think Fields has a lot of potential for the rest of the season just with their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But this week, defenses were scarce. And with my Cowboys on bye, I was trying to find somebody. You're right, I found the Vikings.
Yeah.
Still not feeling that one as much as the Bengals.
Vikings are playing Commanders.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which we know that Heineke likes to throw the ball to their team. But
But
he
if
also
he
likes to throw
doesn't-
touchdowns. So I'm 50-50 on that one. But there was no crazy drops this week. Obviously, Prue dropping Henderson. Henderson's not like oh my gosh right now because they obviously already proved they don't love him. They don't love any running back they have actually.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also funny we had 2 Rams players drop this week. 3.
I mean, Raiders scored
3
a
Rams.
big goose egg last week.
3 Rams.
But they're against the Jags this week. They're
We had 3 Rams players drop this week.
Is it Rams or Raiders?
Rams.
Oh, Rams.
Yeah,
Okay.
nobody likes the Rams right now.
Which that's gonna be an interesting game because they're playing the Buccaneers, so it's like 2 teams that are supposed to be really good but aren't performing the way they usually do.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So I'd be interested to see that game.
This could be a change of tide or what do you want to call it? This could be like a turning point
Mm.
for both teams because if the Bucks win, the Bucks are their division's bad enough, they could still go to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams though, if they lose again, they're especially with CMC now and the Niners, they're just getting pushed further and further out of the playoffs. So this is like a win or you're out type of thing I think already.
Yeah. And Brady threw for over 300 yards last game, just no touchdowns.
There's no touchdowns.
Yeah.
No touchdowns to my guy Evans.
Which I don't know if you saw the stat. They said it was the first time in 16 years that he had back-to-back games with no touchdowns.
Crazy
Which
times.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Maybe because he's going through a divorce too. Off-field distractions.
Sure, but I mean, he's typically not the type of person to let that affect him on the field, but
Mhm.
I mean,
it can still get
that's
to
a little
you.
bit more.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more of a extreme example though to not let that distract
Yeah.
you at all.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they have their offensive line sucks. I'm shocked they didn't go get somebody from another team for an offensive lineman going into the second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's completely off topic, but you guys know that he was renting Derek Jeter's house, right, in Tampa.
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
So that when he moved to Tampa, he rented Derek Jeter's house. I can
Okay.
show you a picture afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an amazing house. You could play football at this house,
Wow.
and not like flag football, like football.
Mm.
On the
That's
coastline, on the Tampa side of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Somebody came in and bought it while they're going through this divorce, so he's moved out, which is just another thing on top of it.
Nothing added.
And the guy's destroying the house.
Why?
What? Yeah.
I think he's going to try and turn it into 3 separate units and sell all 3.
Hmm.
But so he's destroying a $30 million house that is gorgeous. Like this house is on my vision board.
Yeah, well, your vision's coming down.
especially with Derek Jeter.
Should just
previously.
renovate it instead of destroy it. Destroy the
I
whole
say
thing.
the same thing. I'll show you. It's gorgeous. We'll look at it after. I digress. So NFL games this week. Nate, I'll let you take notes. We'll see who does the best. So far, I haven't seen anything else for us to compete our dollar on, but we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll have to bet on the Miami game. So Philadelphia versus Houston tonight. Who we got?
Eagles.
Yeah,
I hate this
it's
game.
an easy pick. That one.
Go birds.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, yay. 8-0. Damn it. It'd be amazing if Houston could completely mess this up for them. Damian Pierce just comes out and runs for like 200 yards, milks the clock. It'd be hilarious, but it's not going to happen. Sunday, 1 o'clock. Chargers versus the Falcons.
I say Chargers.
So it's in. Well, no, it's technically it's up. It's -3 in Chargers favor, but you said they give 3.
They give you 3 for being at home.
Well, Falcons are at home, right?
So they're expecting them to win by almost a touchdown. I'm saying Chargers.
You know what? I'm gonna differ. I'm gonna go with Falcons.
Miami versus the Bears.
I'm going Miami.
I'm gonna go to the Bears. I think the weather's gonna have a factor. It's nice
could.
and sunny down here.
It is nice and I will give you that.
Did we see the temperature up there? Did they give us the temperature already? I don't know how cold it is. They said it's windy, but Tua doesn't throw the ball far. It was at 5 yards.
I think girls are like 15.
This could be a trap game. I'm gonna go Miami. I really want to go Chicago because I think Fields could have some fun against Miami's defense. But
You just picked up Chubb.
actually, I'm gonna go Chicago. Switch that for me. I'm gonna go Chicago. I think Chicago over Miami. I think Miami's defense isn't strong enough, and we just saw the Bears, especially with Fields running now, they were able to put up 29 on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The Cowboys defense is a hell of a lot better than the Dolphins.
All right.
So Cincy and Carolina, the new and improved Carolina Panthers.
I'm going Carolina, even though it's at Cincy.
I went Carolina last time, and I ended up picking that one, but I think I'm gonna go Bengals.
I don't know what's going on with the Bengals, but
I don't either. That's part of
I know.
with Jamar Chase. I'm gonna go Carolina because also Chuba Hubbard's back this week.
for
So
sure.
they got both running backs. He's gonna be most likely a third down back, not a full time, but they got both backs this week.
Mm.
Good, my guess though.
You get rid of the best running back in the league, and you start winning games. Bench multi-million-dollar quarterbacks, you start winning games. BJ Walker's like, hey, can I get a portion of this? Green Bay versus Detroit. Battle of the Terribles.
It's gonna be like a 6-3 game.
It could
It
be.
could be.
It could be.
It really could be. Who's the favorite?
Packers 3.5.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's like amazing to me.
Packers were the favorite when they played the Jets, and I picked Jets money line.
That's amazing to me. I don't know who to pick in this because it's like I almost want to flip a quarter and be like whichever side it lands on because neither of these teams are good right now. The only thing I could think of, I'll go Green Bay. I'll tell you why after.
Just a differ. I'm gonna go Lions in that one, but I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Lions too. Only because it's at Detroit. And
The only reason I'm saying Green Bay is I think Aaron Jones can run all over them.
Yeah, I mean Aaron Jones has been doing work the last couple of weeks. I'm hoping he continues it.
Yeah, I've got him in my league, so believe me.
Yeah. Yeah, Colts at Patriots.
No, you skipped.
Mine's a different order. Than
Raiders at Jags.
Raiders at Jags. They have
1
Raiders at
o'clock
1.5.
in Jacksonville. The Raiders by what?
1.5.
Oh, interesting. Interesting because
Generally, I would say the way Jaguars are playing, it might go Raiders way, but how they played last week, then they might want to redeem themselves.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if this is going to be a trouncing on the Jags, and Devontae Adams is not going to be happy with his performance last week.
What performance?
His lack of performance.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Raiders.
Yeah, same. I think Adams gonna have a really good game.
They had Adams and Jacobs go terrible last week.
Mm-hmm.
You agreeing then?
Yeah, I'm going Raiders. Yeah. So now, Colts versus Patriots. I know who you want to lose, but who's actually going to lose?
No.
You both want the same team to lose.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say Patriots. Colts haven't.
You're not going with Ellinger?
No, not at all.
So Jonathan Taylor did not practice on Wednesday.
Right.
I have him in another league. If he plays, there's a very good chance the Colts will win. But as of right now, it's gearing more towards New England. I'll pick New England. But if it does change, that
What was the line?
Taylor.
5.5 in Patriots' favor, and they're at home.
Oh, actually, yeah. I'm going to go Bill Belichick at home versus a rookie quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
No other reason. He knows how to play defense against a rookie quarterback.
All right.
Buffalo versus the Jets.
I'll let you guys go first.
Bills.
Buffalo.
That's it, just Buffalo?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the Jets. I'm gonna go with the Jets because everyone else is picking Buffalo, and the last time that happened, the Jets won. Surprised everyone.
I mean, if you win that, that's good odds for you. That's 12.5 in Jets in Bills' favor with Jets at home.
Holy
Mhm.
shit.
Well, the Jets have been home for like the past couple weeks, and they've been still the underdog no matter what. So
12.5 is a lot of
Yeah.
underdog though.
Yeah.
So Minnesota versus the Commanders. I hate saying
oh, Vikings all the way.
Yeah, agreed.
it. Yeah, that's why I picked up the defense.
And Kirk Cousin, if you're watching, make sure you throw a few touchdowns to Jefferson. Now, you've been throwing over 100 yards a game, but gotta get some touchdowns in there.
I'm not against you this one.
This week is fine. It's literally, I was like, who do I play this week? Sorry, Belichick. Belichick, not Belichick.
Oh yeah, because you're against
Yeah,
Belichick
playing
yourself.
against
Mm-hmm.
So Seattle and Arizona. Arizona's at home. What was the line?
-2 Cardinals.
Interesting. So it's almost a wash.
I'm going Seattle. I almost picked up Seattle's defense because last time they played Arizona, like 3-4 weeks ago, they had a really good amount of points on the defense.
But
So-
they didn't have Hopkins.
I almost did the
So-
same thing, and then I remembered
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
because Hopkins is a complete game changer for this team. I
And
think
if
it's
they play like they did that last time, it's not going to go the same.
Yeah.
If the line doesn't collapse on Merck.
you should just run around in circles like you
Yeah,
always do.
Oh yeah, no, the game he ran 81 yards
And
in a
one
scramble.
touchdown pass.
So I'm going Cardinals on this one.
Did they give it? Did you look at the over under?
I didn't write that one down.
I would like to see Robbie Anderson get utilized in this game, though.
I mean, if they can figure out how to do that, it's going to be a complete game changer. To be honest
Mhm.
with you,
Well, they probably will double coverage on Hopkins.
I
And that'll
hope-
leave
I hope so.
Anderson open.
I
You said
wanna-
you're going Seattle, right?
Seattle, yes.
I'm going Seattle. I'm just curious. Do I have the NFL on here? I'm curious what the
Over-under.
over-under is because I think this is either going to be like a 12-9 game where it's all defense because it's in division, you know, that whole 9 yards, or this is going to be what are we talking about here?
Arizona.
Or it's going to be I'll find it afterwards. It's either going to be high scoring, like ridiculous, 30-27, and I do think Seattle's going to win, but it could be literally Hopkins with a bunch. It could be a lot of touchdowns, or it's going to be absolutely boring as heck.
So
I
either
don't know.
good for fantasy, very good for fantasy, or
Or
terrible.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's got the kicker?
I have Seattle's kicker on my bench. I'm just stashing him. So nobody gets him.
When it comes to these, like the in division, pardon me,
Mhm.
Mhm.
those are the ones where I'm like, are you gonna like even the Jets Buffalo?
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a 13-point swing. I'm worried it's going to be like 15-6.
Sauce Gardner's good, and so is the other guy, DJ Reed.
Yeah.
Two shutdown corners
Yeah.
essentially in the league, and Diggs is going to have a handful. So is Sauce, but it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Davis then.
Oh yeah.
There's-
Hey, Davis is the boss for being a number 2 wide receiver. But
That was a good pickup.
any
It was a
time-
trade.
Or was it a trade?
It was a trade, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
Anytime
probably
there's
regretted that, I'm
division-
sure. Because he got Adams, who did nothing for him.
You better hope that it stays that way. Adams just forgets how to play football for the rest of the season.
I mean, I don't wish this on him, but if he does get suspended for what happened,
He shouldn't. There's no way. I'll be pissed. I will literally lose it. Tampa versus the Rams in Tampa.
I say Tampa.
I say Tampa.
Tom Brady will have a touchdown.
He can't go 3 games with no
No.
touchdown.
It's like the odds are too crazy for that.
I'm struggling with this one because the Rams actually started to look like a football team last week.
How's Cooper Kupp?
That's a good question. He's got a high ankle sprain.
Mm-hmm. I think he still will play though.
That's a good point. Yeah, but I've played on high ankle sprains.
Okay, they always have Allen Robinson.
If they figure out how to throw him the ball. Yeah, I'm gonna go Tampa. It's a hard one for me, but I'm gonna go Tampa. I think it's gonna be very interesting. The over-under is 49.5 for the Seattle-Arizona game.
Okay.
I'm looking for a high score.
I think there's either a good chance that it's gonna be over, or there's a
What was the
50%.
over under for Buffalo and the Jets? Just out of curiosity.
15. I'm just kidding.
And then the last game is
There's still 2 more games.
47.
Okay.
Sorry, second to last game. Kansas City and Tennessee. Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Then the last one, New Orleans versus the Ravens. What's the spread on this one?
2.5 Ravens. Saints are at home.
I'm glad that's a primetime game.
That's
I
gonna be a
like
very
opponent.
interesting game.
Yeah.
I missed most of this week's Monday night game, but this one I'm gonna watch.
Who's going to be the starting quarterback for New Orleans?
If he plays well this weekend, it'll be Dalton again.
That one, okay.
I'm going to go
New Orleans.
Ravens.
Okay.
You said Orleans, right?
Yeah, New
You
Orleans.
said Ravens.
I got to go for Jackson. I need him to put up points.
Well, it doesn't mean he's not gonna put up points.
I know,
That's-
but I'm rooting for him, so I'm rooting for the Ravens
I
this
think
week.
he will put up points, but
This could
he
be a
has
high-scoring affair, which
put
I'm
up,
hoping
yeah,
for.
like when they were high scoring, like against Dolphins were one of the teams, and they
Mhm.
just lost at the end. Could be a game like that.
Fine by me. Well, but unless
Yeah.
it's going to ruin my Ravens pick, but
Yeah.
good for points.
So the over/under on this game is 48.5.
40.5?
48.5.
48.
So that's it's not the lowest over/under I've ever heard of.
No.
Damn, I don't like betting against Jackson, but the Saints, Kamara, I'm gonna go with the Saints. Kamara's looking like Super Kamario, and I don't think the Ravens have anybody on the defense that can slow him down.
Yeah, last week he got like 40 something points in our
Yeah,
league.
yeah. Two touchdowns
Mhm.
and a whole ton of like 150 combined yards. Like he's playing right now, and Andy Dalton realized that if I give the ball to Kamara, we
Mhm.
score.
Yeah.
So keep doing it, please.
Kind
I'd
of
love
like
to
the
see it.
49ers with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I think Christian McCaffrey stole a touchdown from my guy Kittle last week. I don't know if you saw that. It was the touchdown he caught in the end zone.
Mhm.
Kittle was like right behind him, and like McCaffrey did some like acrobatic
acrobatic
catch.
catch.
Oh.
And I'm like, Kittle was right there. What do you? You don't need to catch everything today.
He's trying to make
Hey,
a
they-
Yeah.
They just traded the farm for him. So
Mm.
who's their coach? His father was a coach too, and I'm blanking on his name.
Oh,
Their coach is like, please make me look good because I just traded like 7 picks for you.
Trying to think. My mind's blank too.
How did we all just forget this guy's name? Shanahan.
Yes.
Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, he wants McCaffrey to look very good right now.
Yeah.
So he traded a lot.
Mm-hmm.
so, and then just a reminder for the teams that are on bye.
Oh yeah.
We have Browns, Cowboys, Broncos, Giants, Steelers, and the Niners. I just mentioned.
Which is kind of scary because McCaffrey's been with them, what, 2 weeks? He's played 2 weeks with the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
First week he looked okay. Second week he looked great.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third week he's on bye.
Right.
So that means next week after a bye and Shanahan being able to sit with this guy in video and everything else, what is he gonna look like?
He's gonna have fresh legs too.
Yeah.
Bye week's always good for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be playing against the Chargers in San Francisco.
Mm.
That's gonna be very interesting next week. CMC?
Oh, okay.
I'm like, yep.
Thanks. You said Chargers, and I thought I was thinking their team. I was like, wait a second, hold on.
Which I know it's just on the street, but it's still CMC at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very
It's a
interesting.
new home for him.
Yeah.
He could
That's
still.
where you grew up, right?
I believe so.
Oh,
He could still score
Mhm.
like 45, 50 next
oh
week.
yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
that
Home sweet home.
Yeah. Oh man, taxes must suck though. Now matchups for the week. I'll start with the bottom one. I'll let you run the second one, and then we'll all do the third one, and then you can do the last one. So the bottom, as far as on my board, is Champ versus Belichick yourself. Battle of the women. So right now, and I think I saw Belichick yourself needs to modify her team, but it's 136 to 123. I believe that when she does, it's going to be about a 50-50 split.
Yeah, she might be a little bit more. 'Cause I
And
think what is it, a 10-point difference right now?
right now it is 136, 120, so 13 points.
Quarterback.
And she needs to put in a quarterback. And she needs to
flex.
put in a running back. Oh shoot, actually, so yeah, she's above you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Looking
She's
at
not going to start Teddy Bridgewater though.
right, and there's not a whole lot on the waiver wire right now.
Yeah. I'm
Uh,
surprised
maybe,
for an 8-person league.
Maybe Josh can give her Ellinger.
Ellinger. The one thing that I was looking at is I do like Cousins this week. I don't love Josh Allen for you, which is a little scary. I love Jefferson this week, which is funny. Hey, please throw him a touchdown.
Yeah.
And Mecole Hardman I kind of like this week. I think this is going to be one of those gadget weeks because we know Tennessee's coach is a defensive-minded coach.
Mm-hmm.
When you look on the other side of the ball, though, Lockett against Arizona, he usually does well against them. Cup, if he's healthy, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Is he going to be a decoy? Is he not going to play? Because if he's out, the whole thing gets changed.
Even if he is healthy, if you have Cup, you're gonna start him, right?
Yeah, you're going to.
And if he is healthy, are they gonna throw him the ball that much, or are they gonna play it safe? You know?
Yeah, which I would, with him, that's a franchise player.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be smart. Murray, I think, could either do nothing this week or he could absolutely ball out.
Yeah.
Like 2 rushing touchdowns for Murray and 1 throwing to Hopkins, which would suck for you.
Come on, see.
I mean, that's projected to be a high-scoring
Yeah,
game.
high-scoring
so-
game anyways. Looking at this, honestly, going back and forth, depending on who she puts in for a second quarterback, depending on who she replaces Pollard with, which she doesn't, I mean, she can put in Damian Harris, she can put in Devontae Smith. Yeah, she can
She's
put in
gotta make
one
a
of those
decision
two.
tonight about Smith.
Yep. Which
hopefully she
Smith I
regrets.
have in my other league, and Smith has done nothing.
Yeah.
Like, he's pissing me off, actually.
I think he had maybe one good week, and
He
the
had
rest
one
is
great
like
week.
5 points,
Yeah,
4 points.
one great week. So, I mean, depending on who shows up, I could see Belichick yourself winning,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually put you down because I think your team is going to have the most level results.
Yeah.
Hers is more of a, if they blow up,
situation.
they're going to be great and you're going to get smoked.
Yeah.
But if they don't blow up, they're going to implode. And you're going to be scoring your 140, 150.
Yeah.
And she's going to have like 125.
I've learned not to pay attention to my projections because they usually go above and beyond that.
Yeah.
Hopefully this week too.
What do you think?
Oh, between the two of them?
Yeah. can't ask her to pick her own game.
Yeah. Might be a little biased.
Let me go Belichick yourself on this one.
Oh, okay. Nate's trying to create enemies the first time he meets him. I'll let you talk in regards to Nate the Great's game versus Steiger's.
So we have Nate the Great and Steiger.
The battle of last.
So Nate, you're projected to get 142. Steiger's at 105, but Steiger has three people on bye this week. So Steiger needs a running back and 2 wide receivers.
Yep.
Let's see who they got on the bench.
He's got Singletary and Higgins.
Yeah, so they're probably easily gonna put Higgins in, and then probably Renfro, and then
And you can go pick up Claypool, just an idea.
Maybe.
I'll start with Steiger. Brady's in there. Jonathan Taylor, he's questionable. Hopefully he plays.
I disagree.
Got Mark Andrews, also questionable. Even if Mark Andrews does play, I don't think he's going to get points. He's not going to get 15 points.
Which Mark Andrews are going to be, yeah.
Yeah, because if he's hurt, they're not going to push him because look how great of a tight end he is.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, hopefully he bounce back. It's a bounce back week. And then you have Hopkins. Hopkins should have a decent week.
Which he can move Hopkins into one of the wide receiver spots, and then he can put anybody into that flex spot.
Yeah, especially with 3 people on bye, you have to move some stuff around. Hopkins is definitely in the wide receiver spot. Colts defense against New England, that could be good, that could be bad. And then Koo for the kicker against the Chargers, which, do we know how many points Koo got last week?
14.
Yeah, young Hoku is kicking a lot of field goals for the Falcons.
Putting up points.
Yeah, so he should have another good game, or at least a high-scoring game. And then Nate, you have Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields. Both should have pretty decent games, especially if Jackson and Fields both decide to take the running route, to get out of the pocket. You have Aaron Jones, which he's been pretty much hit or miss kind of this year.
Well, the last couple weeks he's been hitting.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he keeps on that trend.
Yeah, he's finally got a
Hoping stays on
momentum.
a hot streak.
Oh yeah, I mean, put up I think 24 points last week and 18 the week before. So if he's on the upswing, keep it going. Get 30 this week.
You also have Cook for your running back. He should have a good game against Washington. Hopefully my quarterback throws him the ball instead of just handing it off. Davis might have a good game because Sauce will probably shut down Diggs, and then either Reed's on Davis or somebody else will be on Davis. So if it's not Reed and it's somebody else, chances are Davis is going to get the ball. You got Tyler Boyd, should have a decent game. How did he do last week? I don't remember.
He did fine, but Bengals didn't do well in general.
He did his projections, but the Bengals didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But Chase is still out.
Yep.
And
Chase
they're
out in
against
6 weeks, right?
Is it? I think so, actually.
Or maybe 4 to 5 more. I think it was 6 weeks.
They're not putting him on IR though.
Well, yeah, because if he can come back, they want him to.
Yeah, so if IR is that's 4 weeks automatically, right?
Yeah.
You also have Waller for your tight end, who's questionable, and then you have Swift, your running back, in your flex spot, which is also questionable. So I would maybe double check that before Sunday at 1 o'clock.
For Swift, I have Jamal Williams
as
well, so if I need to.
Yeah, do a quick little switch. You have Jacoby Myers, might have a good game. What else do you have? Chiefs defense, they should have a good game.
I got a feeling they're going to do great this week.
Yeah, and you have the Bengals kicker, which if they play kind of like what they did last week, but get into the red zone and then just get stopped, then it's going to be a great game for you.
Yeah.
So Boyd if they make it all the way, the kicker if they don't.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I did read on your bench, let me see, Mariota, you have Benjamin, who is the other running back right now for Arizona?
Connor.
Well, Connor's out, so no Benjamin's main, but he's been up and down.
Okay.
So he had a down week last week.
Yeah.
And we had a great week the week before.
Okay,
so
I remember that. It was against me, I think.
Yeah, it still didn't get me that .08 I needed though.
Yeah, and then you also have Jerry Jeudy on bye and Gallup on bye as well. Got to work with what you have, and I mean my entire bench is on bye.
Yeah, I mean that was me last week. And I could see actually Jamal Williams having a great week against the Giants, so it could be Green Bay. That could be very interesting when you're looking at Swift and Williams this week.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. So who are you picking?
Go back to the pick. I'm picking Nate. Yeah,
I put Nate down because of the QBs and the RBs.
yeah.
I think this week, I think all your QBs could go off, and I think that your running backs could also go off.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that could be the
Would
deciding.
you ask me earlier who my weak spot was? I told you wide receivers.
I think
so
that
was
could be.
doing that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
already written that down.
My
But
weak
I think
spot's
that
running
could be. We all get to do this one. Number 1 versus number 2.
Yeah, game of the week right here.
6-2, 6-2, except one is up by 180 points for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. So I
Two
mean,
interesting things about both teams that I wrote down. You mentioned it earlier. Team 30 tight ends, they're starting 2 tight ends. And then Najee's and Paris, no Najee's and Paris, but they're starting 4 running backs, which I thought was pretty interesting. So they have the 2
Interesting.
running backs and then in their flex spots,
both
running
running
backs.
backs.
That is kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks too, because Najee has so much potential,
Yeah.
and
Talking
somehow
about
they're
the
just
player or the team?
the player, and somehow
On the team, though.
and
Yeah, I
somehow
know.
they're just killing him. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Unless he's hurt, he's got to be hurt. I don't think it makes sense.
So right now, I mean, as far as quarterbacks, Burrow, he didn't do anything last week. He might want to redeem himself this week. He got 10 points last week. 13.4.
That's not good numbers, though.
Yeah. I mean, it was good for me last week, but
Yeah.
and Rodgers has been inconsistent the whole
Yeah.
season. So
But even his good games haven't been good.
yeah. So what happens there? We'll see. But at the same time, you have Carr on Najee's side, who,
Has been inconsistent, as well.
especially last week,
Yeah.
put up no points.
Yeah, no
And
numbers.
Herbert, who he's trying to trade, but he has
Yeah.
in his lineup right now.
Yep.
Herbert still is a top 5 passing yards quarterback.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think Herbert can still do work. I don't know if maybe if he's trying to pick up something else for it.
Mm-hmm.
Which does he get
Najee,
Connor
I'm
in?
curious what you're trying to
Oh,
get
he has Connor
for
in.
Herbert.
So is Connor potentially playing this week?
Potentially, yeah.
So that'll be interesting then. So we'll see there. Connor might play, he might not.
He might do something,
And
he
if
might not.
but if he does play, how much are they going to use him?
Yep.
They might lean on Benjamin still.
Well, they might do like a 50-50 timeshare to get him work back.
Because it could be like how they did it with Swift and Williams.
Yep.
Who they put Swift in last week, but Williams had more. I mean, Swift got a touchdown, but Williams got 2.
Yeah.
So, and I had both of them, but Williams on my bench. Ramondre Stevenson, I know you love that one. He's going to put up points this week.
He is.
He is. Against the Colts. He's going to put up points.
They do have Damian Harris back fully, so it could start eating into Ramondre Stevenson's touches,
True.
which will be interesting. Like right now, Ramondre I think is at like a 65% carry percentage, but we also know in history Belichick has never been a person to stay with the same player.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're like, oh, Ramondre's great, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm gonna use Damian Harris.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. I mean, that's true. So Kenneth Walker last week didn't do that well.
he did.
If I remember correctly. I think he had an okay game, but nothing crazy.
Well, it
Yeah,
wasn't
11
great, but
points,
against the Giants. The other game since he's been starting running back, he's been a house. I think against the Cardinals' weak defense, he
That's
should be
true.
a house.
Mm-hmm.
So Waddle, I'm always hoping for Waddle to put up points.
Waddle's just going to catch a touchdown every week. It's like program now.
Adams, we mentioned Adams earlier. Adams did nothing last week. Had 0.7 points. Let's see if he
I don't
puts
remember the
it.
last time I've seen him do that though.
Yeah, so will he internalize it and send it out on the field, or will it hurt him more?
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Very
question.
interesting.
Kelsey's Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Kelsey's Kelsey.
He's
Back
gonna-
from a bye.
He's gonna. Actually, that's the reason I wanted Kansas City this week. You just reminded me.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Kansas City's defense because they're coming back from a bye.
Yeah.
You let Arians.
Mhm.
Like think about the next
Who
team.
has Kansas defense?
I don't know. Somebody that had a higher waiver priority than me. But you let that coach think about and plan for the next game. They always dominate.
Yeah.
It's annoying. Ertz, very interesting seeing Ertz as the flex. Christian Kirk, Carlson, and then the Bengals. The Bengals is one that if Carolina keeps playing the way they are, that could be a week where you score 2 points as a defense.
Mm-hmm.
And in our league, we've seen a lot lately that the defense can make a big difference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you flip the page though, and you look at Najee's, I think the Patriots could honestly score 20 this week on defense.
Yeah.
I think they could be the number one defense coming out of the week. Sam Ellinger versus Belichick. He's seen him now. He's got film on him.
Mm-hmm.
We know how Belichick is with his film.
Yeah.
I think this could be a rough week for the rookie. Derrick Henry, obviously, we know the rule. If it snows, I think it's snowing in Vermont, so it could be very interesting. Sanders against Houston. I think this could be
We'll see that one tonight.
yeah. This is a toss-up, and I think the toss-up is going to come down really to the RBs.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say RBs, I mean all of his.
All four.
Versus his two starting ones. If Walker and Stevenson go off, and then everybody else does their normal, and then obviously Kelsey's definition of normal is going off, versus, because the quarterbacks I'm not sold on either side except for Herbert, but Miles Sanders, Henry, and Travis Etienne, I think those could be the game changers for technically an upset. It's 6-2, 6-2, but it's still, your brother right now is the favorite. Yes, Will, you. I'm talking about you. You agree or disagree? What are you thinking?
No, I agree. I also think Moore might have a big game again.
Yep.
Maybe he won't take his helmet off this time and kind of blow the game a little bit.
Hey, he's been terrible for like 10 weeks straight. You got excited. Which way you going? Rodriguez or Nasi?
Going Rodriguez.
Oh, the blood. Feel the blood running thick. I'll let you guys go ahead on the last one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's right now you against the replacements.
At least he took the team name. It was a perfect name.
It was great, but I think he had to put in more replacements, right? Because he had more people on by.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 people on by. 2 Wilsons and a Chubb.
You should leave
Watson and
on
Wilson.
the bench though.
Wait, what?
Watson and Wilson.
Oh, it is Watson.
Remember, because Watson comes back next week.
That's right. Oh yeah, because this is the bye week and then he's back for week 10. So yeah, I mean we have Jalen Hurts on which side? Who am I looking at here? Oh, you have Hurts. That's right. So
It hurts me to have Hurts, but I have Hurts.
I mean, you're not supporting your Cowboys here.
Somebody picked, I don't know who it was, somebody picked Dak before I could.
I think Belichick herself has Dak.
Yes, which actually kind of saved me because obviously he got hurt. So.
But Hurts was your keeper, wasn't he? Who was your keeper this year?
Was it Hurts or Diggs? No, you're right, it was Hurts, but he was like round 8.
Okay.
And Dak was gone early. So.
Yeah. Then he got hurt.
Yeah.
So you got Hurts and Smith. So Smith, how did you do last week? I think last week he had a slower week.
Yeah, he did.
But 19 points. That's still a good week.
Mm-hmm.
So with those two, I think you're pretty set in your quarterback position versus a Heineke, who Heineke can go either way. Is he going to throw interceptions or going to throw touchdowns? And he's against Minnesota.
My defense.
Against your defense. So him, whatever he does will hurt you.
Yeah.
Hurt or help.
Or help. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, if he throws a touchdown or a pick 6
so
to
you're
my defense.
basically you're betting on him throwing your defense interceptions. Mahomes is Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's going to put up points.
Sucks. Hopefully they run the ball.
So, obviously you mentioned earlier, Kamara looking like Super Kamario.
He's gonna have 20 points at least.
I think more.
More. So yeah, that's gonna be good on your side. You have Gibson on the other side. Eckler, Pierce. Pierce is looking good, I think. Eckler as well. So Eckler against an Atlanta
Eckler
defense.
Eckler and Kamara could be a wash.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra, I think he's going to do well this week. I think he had a slow week last week. Am I right on that one? 10 points, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have a big game.
Yeah, he's against
Green Bay.
So I think he can have a good game this week. A.J. Brown killed it last week, and your QB will be throwing to him.
So I'm hoping he throws to Smith this week. Or just runs the ball. Or just runs the ball a whole lot.
You have Diggs, obviously. I know you were saying that
Sauce Gardner is going to cover him.
Sauce Gardner is going to cover him. So we'll see if Diggs can get away from that. They haven't played yet, have they?
No, but I was looking, the only game that he was below 10 was the Baltimore game. And that was the game where they ran the ball the whole game. So to me, Diggs is somebody that can't be shut down.
All right.
So
So
it's not saying that he's going to go for 30.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying you can't shut him out.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm personally hoping they do, so that Davis can get the points. But
Well, no, I'm not saying that he's going to go for 30.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying a 10 to 12 point game is very potential against him, but it's not going to be a 0.
oh yeah, no, of
Yeah.
course not.
You don't shut down Diggs.
I mean, Sauce did shut down Tyreek Hill to like 50 yards, I think, that game. 50 yards or less. I gotta look at the stats.
Tyreek,
But we also had our, was it second or third string at that point, quarterback?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I think it was third string.
that was not Sky Moore, Skylar or whatever. Skylar, right? Was your
Skylar
third string?
Thompson?
Something,
I
yeah.
think Skylar
Yeah.
Thompson.
Yeah, that and the fact that to me, there's a big difference between Diggs and Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Hill is amazing because he's a freaking cheetah. So you just throw the ball and he usually runs by everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But Diggs is somebody that can run every route. He can jump. He's big. That's the person that it's like Michael Irvin back in the day. It was hard to shut him down. Why? Because you just threw the ball in the air.
Yeah.
And you knew Michael was going to catch the ball. It didn't matter what was going on. Or Randy Moss. You just threw the ball up in the air like Tom Brady did in what was it, 2011 or whatever there when he was on the Pats and literally just threw the ball up in the air and you saw Moss come down with it and run by everybody. That to me is a Diggs.
Yeah.
And there's only a few of them in the league right now.
So then you have Olave. Olave could have a big game against Baltimore this week. Like we said, that could be a high-scoring game.
It would be a bounce back game. They didn't use him last week.
So yeah, let's see how they utilize him here. You picked up Taysom Hill. Janelle, you had some thoughts on Taysom Hill.
Yeah. Because he's listed as a quarterback / tight end. So it could either be good or bad. If they give him the ball, it's going to be good. If they limit him, it's going to be bad.
Literally every tight end I've had this year, and usually if I drop them, the next week they score like 15. If
So you can't lose at this point.
If I've had a tight end, if they score more than 8, I'm actually pretty happy now. And I feel like he is a 7 to 8 guy with a chance of 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Then we have Metcalf over on. I forgot who you're against. Tebow.
Replacements.
Replacements.
Is he going to play? He's questionable.
Plays questionable. Well, what did he have?
I don't think he had a serious injury. I think he dodged a serious injury.
Yeah, he got lucky. They were expecting him to be out.
Oh, because he was in the air when he got hit,
Yeah,
right?
mhm.
Yes, I remember now. So we'll
As
see
long as
how
he
it
doesn't
goes.
as long as he doesn't re-aggravate it, he should be fine.
And like I said, that should be a high-scoring affair.
Yep.
So he could put up some points.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to.
Hoping they use Lockett.
Juju might have a good game, but KC just picked up. Did they pick up somebody recently?
They did, and I forgot about that. Who did they pick up?
I can't think of the name.
Do you know who it was? Because my thing with this one I got almost started badly. Yeah, my thing with them is when it comes to Kansas City, who's the wide receiver this week? Like you never know who's going to be the person that goes off for them this week, which is the reason I don't have a Kansas City wide receiver on my team. Try to see if we can get the Gibson, Pitts, Chino. No.
I know they have depth at wide receiver. I mean, they can throw it to Kelsey, they can throw it to Juju. They're all over the place.
Kelsey's the only consistent one that scores every week.
Yeah. No,
The wide receivers, like you're saying, it's a different wide receiver putting up points.
They went out and picked up a bunch of wide receivers. Oh, Kadarius Toney,
Oh, yes, from the Giants.
which
So
obviously,
he may or may not play.
Obviously, luckily, well, no, because they did it in reality during a bye week.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So it's not a bad thing for them. But it's the question is because he got traded last week. Wasn't it last week? They didn't even wait till the trade deadline for him.
Yeah.
And he could be the new number 1 because Valdez-Scantling hasn't shown it. Hardman hasn't shown it. Juju hasn't shown it. But to me, like you keep saying, they got Kelsey. Kelsey is their number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's whoever's open.
Yeah.
And you never know which one it's going to be. It's like Bill Belichick back in the day, where he'd throw this one, like. That's the scary part for me with like playing anybody from that team is Smith-Schuster could have 2 touchdowns, or he could have 2 catches.
Yeah.
Or 2 targets, not even catches.
So you gotta hope it's the 2 targets.
I'm praying it is.
You don't want him to be the one going off this week. But then you picked up the Vikings defense we talked about because you're against
Heineke.
Heineke.
And they have the Eagles defense.
But the Eagles defense
That's
could
funny.
put up a lot of points.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Against the Texans.
I need Damian Pierce to go for 3 touchdowns, 200 yards.
So and you have their quarterback. So if he throws,
I'm surprised you're not starting Tua over Geno Smith. I think they're both about the same for this week, as far as how many points they could possibly get.
projections are almost even, literally 0.2 apart. Yeah, against Chicago, how's Chicago defense? They're not
It's starting to come around.
starting to come around. Hopefully they don't.
The better that Fields does, the better their defense does.
Okay.
So if Fields keeps getting better, I think, and it gives their defense time to rest, so they're not on the field 90% of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cardinals don't have a
Their
great
defense
defense,
is
so
terrible.
this could be a high scoring game. So I would put
Mhm.
Smith in as well.
They're like number 31, I think, in passing defense.
Hmm.
So that's DK Metcalf,
Mm-hmm.
that's Tyler Lockett, and actually even their Will Disley or Noah Fant. I think that worst case scenario, I think Geno will do 20 points this week. I think Tua, playing against who they're playing against, I think this could be a week where Tua doesn't do a lot. It's more of a hand the ball off,
Mm-hmm.
trick plays, that type of
Which,
stuff.
if that happens, you have Mostert.
Right,
Unless they decide to go with the new running back they picked up.
right. Which I'm hoping not yet. Hoping they wait a week.
I mean, if you didn't know, we Dolphins traded away Edmonds,
Yep.
Mhm.
and they got what was his name again?
We just
We
pulled
looked
this
at it
up
earlier.
too. Did you see who it was?
Can't think of his name.
They just did this too. Dolphins. Sunday always says it. Jeff Wilson,
Mm.
which right now he's second on the depth chart. Yeah, being brand new, they're gonna wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they'll test him out, see how he does, and we'll see if he runs off with it and they decide to stick with him.
Yeah, no, very true. But with Chicago's got a decent defense. It's going to be windy. It's going to be cold. Geno's playing in weather he's used to. I'll take it.
I don't know, man. Geno's not used to that anymore.
Maybe.
No, I know. Seattle just rain.
Yeah, but they're playing in Arizona.
It's in Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about, sorry. Yes.
Geno's not on the Jets anymore.
I know.
It's been a decade.
No. I was thinking the game player we're against. I forgot what
Oh.
Fields is the one.
Yeah.
We're still talking about.
Who'd you guys pick about it? Picking that game, by the way.
I'm picking you.
Yeah, I think you're gonna win. I mean, I kind of need you to lose, but we'll see. I think you're gonna win.
Well, if I
I mean, you
win,
guys are, no, you're ahead.
I'm ahead. But if I win and you win,
Mhm.
that puts you ahead of Tebow at least.
Yeah, but I think I would still be in fourth, right?
So, yeah, you would still be in fourth, but you'd be separated in fourth.
Yeah.
Push Belichick down. If you win, that puts you up one. If Najee's in Team 3 TEs is the big one here,
Mm-hmm.
because whoever loses, I'm tied with. It's then based on points.
Okay.
So you could, my brother would have to win for you to move up to second.
Correct.
If he loses, you're stuck.
Depending on how he scores this week, yeah, I'm stuck in third.
No, it doesn't matter. You're stuck in third if my brother loses. There's no way you're making up 100 and something points.
Sure. Okay.
It's a lot.
I'd be stuck in third.
Unless you're putting up 300 points this week. It's not happening.
You're right. I'd be stuck in third. But I'd rather your brother lose. But it could be, this weekend. If Tebow beats me, it makes things very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If you win, it makes things very interesting. If you lose, it makes things almost more interesting.
Yeah.
Because you lose, you and Belichick yourself are tied.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to lose, then Tebow and I are tied. Yeah, Tebow and I are tied. and whoever wins from Najee's and Team 3 tight ends goes into first.
Mm-hmm.
So we could literally flip-flop this whole thing. Who would be in first? And damn, depending on, and if Tebow beats me, he's also, even though we're tied in rank, he's going to be ahead of me in points.
So it will move you down to fourth.
Yeah, it would put me down to fourth. No, it would put me down to fifth, and it would keep Kristina in fourth. Oh no, if you lost, no, it would not. Pardon me.
If you
lost,
win and you lose, then you move up to.
Yeah, we would flip.
No, well, if she wins, she'll move to fourth. I'll go to fifth.
Yeah.
If she loses, I'll go to fourth. She'll go to sixth.
Right.
And Belichick will be in
fifth.
Yeah.
But if you lose and I win, I think we flip, right?
If I
Because it comes
lose,
down to points.
Well, no, he goes down 2 spots, and replacements will go up.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and then it depends on who.
Wait, no.
what the scoring is.
Champ has more points, or it depends on the scoring.
That's
then.
why I said it depends on what the scoring
So
is.
you can move up to third.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. It could, the first two can just flip flop,
Yeah.
but from third to sixth,
Mhm.
we can literally pretty much flip positions.
Yeah.
And then just watch out for me. I'm coming up.
Yeah. Making a comeback.
It's still at the point where you and Steiger, either one of you has to.
I told you I had to win out.
with the right losses.
Yeah.
Like it's not just you have to win out.
It's
So I need you to lose. I need you to lose.
What week do we go into
And my
playoffs?
brother
Or week
loses.
16? Start week 16.
And we're in week 9.
We're 9. Wait a minute, is the final week of the year 17?
Are you talking about for the actual season?
Actual season.
Yeah, 17.
No, it's week 18, isn't it?
No, she's right. 18.
You see? That's the championship, and then it has to move over one.
Well, that's why I'm asking because I don't want to have, because I know they changed the number of
Okay.
weeks in the year.
It might be 17, actually.
No, it's 18 because remember they play 17 games now, plus a bye.
Okay, so it is. Okay, I did do it right.
18.
So yeah, so week 16 is the first round of the playoffs. So you've got 8 weeks left, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, 7
Plus.
weeks left.
Mhm.
9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you got 7 weeks left to get in the playoffs. So you need to win out, and winning out would put you at
9
9 and 6.
and 6.
So yeah, you need some really good losses.
I
Between
need some of
now
that
and then.
defense my brother was talking about.
Yeah, you need
I
some
need to spread across other games.
really good. 'Cause that means I can't win more than 4. That means she can't win more than 5.
Mhm.
Replacements can't win more than 5. For you to be able to be in the bottom part of the playoffs.
Yeah. But the top 4 people right now, they're high scoring teams. So they would have to just have injured top players, more bye weeks, like a whole
Yeah.
slew
Audi,
of
whichever the lower
You just need to squeeze in.
record would have to win every time, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you need to literally
That's-
mess up every week for everybody else. Like your voodoo needs to take over, and whoever's the worst player of the week or the worst team that week needs to.
win every
So
time.
Belichick would need to beat me next week. Steiger needs to beat your brother.
And you're not far
You
off
need to beat
either.
Najee's, and then you guys need to tie.
Mhm.
That's pretty much what you need. Belichick to beat your brother. Steiger to beat me.
Because I'm at 4-4. That's only 2 games.
Mhm.
And your big problem there actually is that you need Steiger to win a bunch of weeks too.
Fine, we can both go to the
Which
playoffs.
makes things really interesting. The 2 last place teams come up in 3rd and 4th
Oh
to
my
go into the
God.
playoffs. That's fine. Kelsey needs to get hurt because then your brother would actually start losing, and then he wouldn't be the first one in.
Mm-hmm.
But anything else to add?
No, I think it's going to be a good week. It's
Right.
going to set the pavement for, I think, the rest of the season.
Anything to add?
Yeah, go Dolphins.
Oh, go Jets.
Now that neither one of them have added anything good, we're on a bye. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the like button, and we will see you on Tuesday.
Tuesday.